All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rechakodash, the honor some other apostles, great millstone, and peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bachayim of the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to be delivered in these last times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation, Yashala. I want to get into a lesson on how the earth will be renewed. It will be refreshed. And this will take place once the kingdom of heaven is established on earth. Once Yahweh Shai returns, which we see his return being very close through prophecy. And what has to come is the destruction of this place, America, via Esau Edom's kingdom, his society. And when Yahushua makes his way over here to this earth, first starting out in the so-called Middle East, all right, Armageddon, destroying all those military of these different nations, because that will be the hot zone, and making his way to America, Babylon, He's going to deliver the elect throughout the four corners of the earth, okay? And when they get beamed up, the scriptures doesn't go in depth how long, we'll be up there in the chariot, but we will most likely step there for a little while, okay? But eventually we will come back down, and it will be dominion. Full dominion. We will establish total rule upon this planet. It'll be ours for the taking. And these heathens, they're going to build up our kingdom. Okay? And through an approximate amount of time, the earth will be refreshed. Okay? The earth will be refreshed, renewed. See? And again, this will take place after the destruction, okay, after an approximate amount of time. It's not going to happen in one day after the destruction, not even 2 weeks, okay? This will be something that'll happen years ahead. All right, so let's get some scriptures. All right, I want to start off with Revelation 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Now, this is speaking on the new heaven aspect. This is speaking on a new rulership, okay? The heaven, whose heaven this is, who's ruling right now? It's Esau Edom, right? This is his heaven. But a new earth that will come after the destruction. The earth is going to rock to and fro, as the scriptures say. Tectonic plates shifting and volcanoes erupting, tsunamis wiping out whole cities. Okay, the earth is going to be reformed. I always say a remodeling look, a new remodeling look. Okay, and ultimately, that fire is gonna be the cleansing agent. Okay, after an approximate amount of time, when we're in the kingdom of heaven, the earth is going to get more refreshed and rejuvenated. So let's keep reading. For the first heaven, all right, Esau Edom's kingdom, right? 2nd Ezra 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay. So this earth will get a new remodeling look, okay? It will be refreshed, a new earth. All right, Isaiah 65, verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Right, a new kingdom will be established, the kingdom of Yahushai. All right, and its first fruits will be the elect. and a new earth. This is literal. We won't remember the former things. We're not going to remember LeBron James. We're not going to remember a Lakers game. Okay? We're not going to be remembering Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. They already got their constellation. They have their legacy. But our legacy, or the elect's legacy, will live on forever. Okay? It will live on forever. You see? And the earth is in chaos. The earth is in full chaos, as it says in what? Proverbs? The people, how they mourn. The earth is in chaos. The people are perplexed. Confusion. Because Esau Edom is ruling, and he's a terrible ruler. And the ecosystem is being destroyed. Proverbs 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. That's when we rule, when the elect rules, okay? The nation of Israel is on top, ruling. The heathens are going to be at peace. They're going to be in slavery at first, but after a while, their slavery ends. They're going to continue being subjects, but they're going to enjoy the earth. But when the wicked bear the rule, the people mourn, right? The people are mourning right now. People are perplexed. Some third world countries, people are malnourished. All right? In America, people are just confused. They don't know whether a man could be a woman could be a man. It's just all out total confusion, and there's so much more. Pedophilia, child trafficking, sex trafficking, organ trafficking, gangs. All right? A woman can commit adultery on you and take your children, and you got to pay child support. All right? Gang banging. Your daughter being a whore and getting the OnlyFans, and so much more. All right? It's all under this devil's rule, and he allows it, you see? And again, the ecosystem is being destroyed as well. You have animals, some on the verge of going extinct. This man is destroying life, putting chemtrails in the air, setting up his HARP and cloud seeding to flood out certain areas. And he's pushing a wicked vibration throughout the earth. Okay? You can feel it. Some days it feels like just a wicked, dense feel in the air. How much more when the nation of Israel, starting with the Lord's elect, is ruling, when that righteous vibration is throughout the earth. All right? Because vibration is real. You look up Dr. Emoto. Actually, let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so I found the video, and it's locking for the lag. All right, sometimes my thing starts lagging. But let's just play this, all right? Emoto's water experiment, how emotions shape reality. Okay, let me read it.
Created a famous experiment.
At 144. But Emoto's experiment with water reveals that emotional energies and vibrations can alter its physical structure, right? Frequencies. All right, and what frequency is this man pushing out? Esau Edom, a wicked, negative vibration. That's why the whole earth is the way it is right now. Okay? So imagine when we are ruling and we push out a righteous vibration. Now let's watch this video.
With water. It reports that water is a blueprint for our reality, and that emotional energies and
It's only 30 seconds, all right? Bear the lag, okay?
vibrations can change its physical structure. His water crystal experiments consisted of exposing water.
Look at that. Okay, so he basically, as it says, Dr. Emoto also experimented with rice. He talked to 3 beakers of rice every day. The first he thanked, the second he called an idiot, and the third he ignored. So he has his jars, right? I believe that's rice, the one that says love, the one that says nothing, the one that says hate. Look at the one that says hate. Just it's like parasites. It looks, old and spoiled. The one that says love, it looks healthy still. Now look at the water. He spoke to water, right? He'll say these words, and then he'll freeze them. Okay, now the compassion, thank you, wisdom, truth, joy, love, eternal, they all form some type of beautiful geometrical shapes and patterns. Okay? You see? You see?
Comparing glasses to various words, pictures, or music, then freezing and examining the ice crystal properties with microscopic photography.
And see, the elder, he was going into something about this the other day, how we got to speak good words about us, good words to us. Because your words have power, The words you think inside your head or you say to yourself, all right, that is energy. If you say you're a dumb person, you're going to be what? A dumb person. If you say you're a winner, you're going to act like a winner. If you say you're very intelligent, you're going to act intelligent. It's affirmations. Start saying things like that. Sometimes throughout the day, I just say, I'm strong, healthy, and happy. Nothing wrong with saying that. Or I'm strong, healthy, wealthy, and happy. Nothing wrong with saying that. And your body is 70% made out of water. So, looking at this experiment, he's speaking to water. The one that says, love and just good words, it form beautiful geometrical shapes. The one that says, look, I will kill you, just some hateful words. It looks like parasites, because that's a negative vibration behind it.
He claims that water exposed to positive speech and thoughts created visually pleasing ice crystals, and that negative intent.
That was it. That was it. So the whole point is, hey, when we rule the kingdom of heaven, when we push out that righteous vibration, just think of how the earth is going to be. And we know how it's going to be through prophecy, what the scriptures say. It's going to be beautified. All right? Let me get Isaiah 35. Verse 1. The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto thee, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our power. Let me get the NLT version of that, okay? Even, verse 1 again, even the wilderness and desert will be glad in those days. The scriptures came to my mind right now, but how the scriptures say how that even the trees are going to rejoice that no fellow came against thee, because Esau just cuts down trees for no apparent reason, just to make a new parking spot, whatever. Again, destroying life, It says, the wasteland will rejoice and blossom with spring crocuses. Yes, there will be an abundance of flowers and singing and joy. The deserts will become as green as the mountains of Lebanon, as lovely as Mount Carmel or the plain of Sharon. There the Lord will display his glory, the splendor of our power. You see? And I asked my ChatGPT, what's the significance of Mount Carmel and Sharon, written in Isaiah 35, verse 2. Mount Carmel, well, it says right here, it says, Isaiah 35, 1-2 is rich with symbolism, and when it mentions Mount Carmel and Sharon, it's not random. Those regions carry deep biblical meaning tied to fertility, beauty, abundance, and divine favor. So here's what they mean, all right? What makes them special? Mount Carmel, meaning vineyard of God. Location, a mountain range in northern Israel near the Mediterranean Sea. Symbol of beauty and fertility. Carmel means garden land. Okay, it means garden land, all right? Or fruitful field. It was known for its lush vegetation, vineyards, and forests, a vivid contrast to the dry wilderness imagery used earlier in Isaiah. All right, so it means garden land, all right, not vineyard of God, but garden land or fruitful field. Spiritual significance. Elijah's showdown with the prophets of Baal happened on Mount Carmel, you see? 1 Kings, the 18th chapter, is where you can find it, making it a place of spiritual victory and return to worship of the Most High. Its greenness made it a metaphor for the Most High's blessings and restored glory. Woo! And hey, we got the victory through Yahushai, you know? We got the victory through Yahushai, all right? And the earth is going to be rejoiced. I mean, it's going to be refreshed and rejuvenated, re-beautified because of him. The plain of Sharon, a level place of richness, location, a fertile coastal plain between Tel Aviv, which is in Israel, and Mount Carmel, known for extremely fertile land, ideal for grazing, agriculture, and wildflowers, particularly roses, as referenced in Rose of Sharon, seen as a symbol of peace, prosperity, and divine favor. Scriptural symbolism. In Isaiah 33, verse 9, Sharon is said to wither, symbolizing judgment. But in Isaiah 35, verse 2, it blooms again, symbolizing restoration. Restoration. A place once devastated by sin now becomes vibrant under the Most High's renewal. Woo! That's beautiful, man. So, takeaway. Isaiah uses Carmel and Sharon as ideal symbols of what renewal looks like. Flourishing, life, beauty, abundance, and divine glory. These once exalted natural areas are metaphors for how the Most High will refresh the earth and restore his people, you see? His people. He's going to restore us and refresh the earth. All right? I just want to look at that name, Sharon, again. It means